Hey YouTubers, welcome to my channel, and this time I'm going to tell you what options I have on my car and what those buttons actually do. You may be surprised. Stay tuned. Don't forget, if you do like this channel, then please subscribe to me on YouTube so that I can continue making more videos like this for you guys. It's easy. This is what you do. So when you start at my channel, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications and turn all notifications on. It's as simple as that. Go do it now. And if you enjoy this one, then give me that thumbs up, and don't forget to join me on Instagram, where you'll get advance notice of the videos that are coming up. Let's go. So when you buy your car, hopefully you'll receive the manuals that come from the manufacturer for when it was new. You get like a great big thick one that tells you what every button and what everything does in the car, and of course you get a service manual like this. But who can be bothered to read all those manuals? But wait, let's just go back a little bit. Did you know that inside the service manual you should find a nice little sticker that shows you all the options your car's got, like this? So this is what the options sticker on my car looks like. It's just a whole raft of letters and numbers. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below to a website that can show you what each of these options means. But let's take a look at the options and what they do mean for my car. So here we go, I've deciphered each of the options in turn on this page here. So you can take a look at this and you can see exactly what features my car actually has. Just pause the video if you want to analyse each one. So one of the options that I've got in my car is Sports Chrono. What the Sports Chrono gives you is a nice little chronograph stopwatch there in the centre of your dashboard, and you also get the sports button down here. So what does the sport button actually do? What you probably find is when you do press it, the car seems much more livelier and exciting to drive. But why? What actually does change? Firstly, it changes the engine management system. The throttle becomes more responsive. Essentially, the ECU is remapped to make the car feel more livelier and more responsive. Although overall power stays the same, so it doesn't give you any more brake horsepower, it just reacts quicker to you pressing the pedal. But having said that, it doesn't really kick in until you have actually floored the pedal. So after you do engage sport, you do need to floor the pedal, and that will then engage it. Secondly, if your car has the Porsche Active Suspension Management, or PASM as it's known, this also goes into the sports mode setting with further damping to give much better handling. Although you can engage PASM on its own by just pressing the button which is located next to the sports button. Thirdly, if you do have the Tiptronic S transmission like I have, then pressing that button changes the gear changing characteristics. And lastly, using the sport button also alters the Porsche Stability Management, or PSM, and it makes it kick in much later to assist you if you are going to skid or have problems turning a corner. So again, it gives you a little bit more control of how you drive the car. But if you push things too far, PSM will come back in and help you. And on top of all this, you also get the chronometer, which is made up of 3 hands. So it's got the big red hand here, which does the seconds as it goes round, and it's got the bigger hand of the clock here, which does the minutes, and the smaller hand, which you can't see but it's underneath there, will actually show the hours as well. Did you also know that you can angle this to either side of the car, depending if you want to check the timings or your passenger wants to check the timings? This is all controlled by the stroke under here, and it also displays information in the dashboard. Using the stroke, I can select chrono and we go to start timing there. You will then see that the clock has started doing the timing. It's got digital in there as well. I'll just speed this up so that you can see movement of the minute hand. And there we have it. It's just beautiful to watch because the movement of those hands is really nice. So you can control the clock again from the dashboard. So using the stroke, and then of course you can do stop timing. which stops the clock. But the best part by far is the reset. So what I'll do is I'll show you the clock as I press the reset. Love that. So what you will find is that some people also start the timing and try to stop this on 9:11 like this, but this took me about 25 goes to get it. If you also have the Sports Chrono Plus package, that gives you some extra features where you can set some personalizations of the car to work with different ignition keys. These features are something like the fade out time for the home, so when you turn off your ignition and your lights set to home, your fog lights and rear lights come on for 30 seconds standard. You can alter that if you've got the Sports Chrono package, Sports Chrono Plus package, and things like whether the wipers operate automatically or manually, things like that. If you have the rain sensing wipers option, then you need to set your wiper stalk into position 1 to enable that to work. Now be aware that as soon as you remove the key, then this stops working. You will need to go back to position 0 and back to 1 again to re-enable rain sensing wipers. If you find the wipers are not wiping sort of when it's very lightly raining, then you can alter the sensitivity using this switch on the wiper stalk. You should be able to tell if you have the rain sensing wipers, as this part here has a sensor built in which senses the amount of rain on the windscreen. This is on the back of the mirror. Some of your cars may have the 16-way seat option, but do you know what the 16 ways are? I'm now going to show you. So this top button here is for the backrest side bolsters. So this is way 1 and way 2. So this switch will alter the backrest rear bolsters, as can be seen in this speeded up video. Way 3 and 4 is this switch here, which alters the seat bolsters. This can be seen in this speeded up video like this. So the next adjustment, I think you'll all know this one. This is the seat back and forwards. So that's position 5 and 6. Position 7 and 8 is the up and down of the front of this switch, which alters the angle of the seat, as can be seen here. Way 9 and 10 is the rear of this same switch, which alters the up and down of the height of the seat, like so. Way 11 and 12 is the back and forward of this switch, which alters the angle of the backrest, like so. Way 13, 14, 15 and 16 are achieved by using this circular button, which has 4 ways that adjust the height and the amount of lumbar support in the rear backrest as follows. If your car has the seat memory option, then you'll be able to store 3 individual positions of the seat for 3 different people. Have you ever wondered why this one's got a picture of a key on it? This one can be used to store the position for different keys, so when you come up to the car, when you use the button to open the door, the seat and the door mirrors will move to the position stored in this memory position for that key. To set this feature, do the following. Insert the key and turn on the ignition. As I'm now going to be messing with the seat positions, I'm going to store my current seat position into number 2 so that I can restore this back after I've finished messing just for this video. So the first step to do this little test, after messing with the seat like I have done, is to press position 1 and hold it until my seat goes into my current position. What I'm now going to do is press and hold the M button and press position number 2, which will have now stored that seat position in memory 2. I'll just test that by altering the position of the seat and pressing number 2. Yep, that looks good. Now I can mess with memory 1 and I've still got my seat position memorized. So to do this test, let's set the seat into an awkward position and we'll store that into key memory position 1. That should do it. Let's now also alter the door mirror position to an extreme position away from where it was. That should do that. So now let's store those positions into memory number 1 for the key that I'm using. That's done that. So with the key in ignition, let's press and hold number 2 to set the chair and everything back to my position. So everything is now set back to my position, but don't forget the extreme positions I just set should have been stored against this key. So let's remove the key, lock the doors, unlock the doors and see if everything goes back to the extreme position that I previously stored. So now, when I unlock the door, what should happen is the seat should move to the extreme position I set, and the mirror should also move as well. Here we go. Perfect. As I'm sure you know, when you lock your car and press the button on your key, it enables the internal monitoring. It flashes the indicators twice to say it's locked, and it's deadlocked, so therefore if you're inside the car you cannot open the doors from inside the car. But did you know you can lock the car without deadlocking it, which disables the internal monitoring and allows the doors to be opened from the inside? To do this, you press the button twice on your remote. What then happens is the indicators will do one long flash, and after about 10 seconds the interior lights will just light up for a few seconds to let you know what you've done. This now enables anybody who is locked in the car to be able to get out the car in emergency if they need to. Be aware that if they do that and open the door, the alarm will go off, like so. Here is a feature which I'm pretty certain you won't know. So if you've ever opened your fuse panel, if you look inside the lid, you will see that it comes supplied with a small piece of metal with the hook on the end. Bet you don't know what that's for. Well, I'm going to tell you. Now, I'm not sure about manual cars, but on the Tiptronic car, if I was to turn on the ignition like so, press the foot brake and put the car into drive, you will then find that your key is locked in the ignition and cannot be removed. Now if for instance your battery died and you wanted to get your key out, which could be the same again once you've put the key in the ignition and turned it, if the battery's dead, the key will not come out the ignition, such is the position I'm in now. Now if you look very closely at the ignition switch, you'll probably see that there's a section here which is separate to the rest of the switch. With this piece of metal that's found in the fuse box cover lid, this hook here, you can remove that small piece of plastic from that segment like so. This exposes a small hole there. What you can now do is turn the key all the way over, which won't extract, till you press this into that hole. You can then extract the key. Don't forget to replace the piece of plastic when done. And finally, if you're wondering what this button does, the eco button turns on a nice amber light and that's all it seems to do. What that actually does is disable the air conditioning. So this is good if you want to take it on the track and you want that little bit of extra power, because obviously with that turned on, then it's using a little bit of power of the engine to actually power the air conditioning unit. So there you go, hopefully you learnt something from this video and you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then please give me that thumbs up, and please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, because your subscriptions mean so much to me. It enables me to keep making videos like this to keep you guys entertained. Until the next time, take care.